You would have got my money. You would have got my money. I would have snap called with a pair of keys.
Raises.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've been kind of like bummed out that because you were like drawing dead.
Phil calls. Fishman's out.
How much is it? It's a lot of money. Not going to be able to do any business deals, but I'll call.
Perkins calls.
I hope Perkins shareholders aren't watching this.
5 jack jack on the flop.
Check.
Perkins checks. Williams checks. Hellmuth fires 4,000.
Phil's got the best hand.
That gets Phil's nemesis out of the way. But Williams calls.
Looks like Williams is floating here.
The turn, the queen of clubs. Williams checks an open-ended straight draw.
Phil's still best, but you can see David has decent equity.
Hellmuth fires 4,000.
Even a 5 or a queen can counterfeit Phil's hand.
Most homeowners insurance providers can give you a quote online. But you know what they can't give you online? That's right, homeowners insurance. At Lemonade, we know you've got better things to do, which is why we make buying a policy easy. We'll even send the policy to your lender. Lemonade. No forms, no phone calls, no hassle.
My friend used to pay $100 for car insurance. Now look at how much he pays.
Williams calls. The river, king of diamonds, gives Williams the lead.
Bink!
Williams checks, so's Phil.
King. Here it comes.
That's the ejector seat straight out of Goldfinger. David Williams.
Moron, mother.
You hit the queen on the turn?
Yeah, I hit a queen on the turn, buddy.
Oh, your 5 didn't hold up.
You think I had a 5?
Or your pair of 7s or whatever it was. I don't know.
I had nothing. Good play.
Well, let's see if Williams can get back on track or if Kata can keep it going. Action folds over to Kata, who's out. Hellmuth raises. King, queen for Fishman.
I don't win very many pots from this spot, so it's been a fit of discipline.
Fishman
Wowie.
calls. Perkins is out. Williams
An absolute fit.
calls.
David Williams in real bad shape with a real loose defend. Maybe a little tilty from that last hand.
Deuce, jack, ace, 2 clubs. Action flop.
This looks like a fun board.
Williams checks bottom pair. Hellmuth checks top pair. Fishman leads out with a semi-bluff. Williams folds. Hellmuth raises.
This is a pretty easy call with a flush draw, gut shot, and 2 big cards.
And there it is by Fishman. 5 of hearts on the turn gives Hellmuth 2 pair. He bets 15 grand.
We know Fishman isn't getting great
Kinda wanna play
immediate
this
odds
hand,
since his
but
pairs are still no
I'll let it
good,
go.
but PH could be doing this with worse flush draws, and he's got enough behind for decent implied odds.
Add it all up, and Fishman makes the call.
He's looking for a club or a 10.
The river, there's the 10 completing the straight.
Fishman swims the upstream battle and runs down the great one.
Action on Hellmuth.
23,600.
Bets 23-6.
23,600 into a $45,000 pot.
This is pretty dirty. Fishman's reverse pedaling the nuts. Clearly, he's going to raise. The only question is how much, and can he get Phil to call?
I'm not gonna let you do this to me again, Phil. I can't let you do this to me again.
Leonardo DiCaprio could not be selling this any better.
How much you got behind?
I'm gonna play this hand. See what happens.
Was there an answer to that?
Like 85 or something.
I'm all in.
Fishman shoves.
He
This
even
is,
fake hesitated. Watch that Oscar, Leo.
I'm done, Phil.
This hand.
I see method acting, improv, pantomime. If Phil calls here, the kid stays
Phil
in the
can't
picture.
get away from this hand, like, ever. I watched this hand live. Not live, but when it aired. And he's priced in, so he's not laying it down. He's just gonna double the guy up here.
This is so sick.
Better
I mean,
ace. See what happens.
Is it possible that I just get cooled every hand I play here?
The guy in the lower spot that just folded,
You
he's
got
sitting
king
at
queen
right
of
about
clubs?
22,
I mean, I guess so.
22,300.
Phil's put him on his exact hand. But if he does make this call, the loose cannon will have a profit of more than 140,000 and
Fire.
will be poised to take down that NAPT passport.
This guy's got to have an
God, all that
ace, and he's
talking
wondering
leads me
about
to
his
believe
call.
Wow.
Now that might be real. I'd
He's only
certainly
got
be shaking
3,500
either
in
way.
front of him. And he lets it go. Okay, we took down a little pot. These tournaments, the little ones matter.
Hellmuth calls and sees king, queen of clubs.
See, if a club comes, I don't lose one nickel in this hand.
What a pot for Fishman.
I mean,
10, 9,
Let this
8,
go.
7, 6.
can I even play in this game? I mean, what the they find? I mean, what the? I mean, how can I even play in this game? It's like I just get cheated. I mean,
Copyright
hand after hand
laws. I do
after
not
hand.
own the
Don't
footage
blame
you're watching,
the
but it is
dealer.
public
We all know it's the seat
on
that's
YouTube,
unlucky.
so
Give the
free
amateur
access
an offsuit
content.
10. I don't lose one nickel if he hits a club.
Maybe I'll look out a busted 2 aces with Jack 6.
This is
Holy
unreal.
Nikes.
Where are these cards coming from?
David
Maybe I
Fishman
should've
with
limped with that hand.
53 hands left has a 6-figure profit, and he can taste that NAPT passport.
And you know what? I would have called him quicker, except he talked so much that I thought he was super strong. But I know he can't move in with ace 10.
That was a great read, by the way. You had him.
You're a real classy guy, buddy. You are.
Who? Him?
You.
Why? What did I do?
Why would you say that? I mean, why would you, I mean, what are you trying to do? The guy hits a miracle 10 on me, and what, you want to just step
He's
on
a
me?
school teacher, and you and him have endless trunks of money. Endless trunks of money. He's a school teacher. For God's sakes, man.
Screaming will do you a lot of good.
Oh, my God.
A lot of goof and all.
Let's watch some more. Let's see what we got coming up. Let's watch this one.
I only play the nuts like you, buddy.
It's just unreal what happens to me at this place.
Tilt
I mean,
juice.
I'm just so
You're getting a little bit
sick
of this
it.
tilt juice here.
Wow, how can this happen every time I'm in the game here? Mother.
That's astounding.
It's astounding.
Action will start here on Phil Hellmuth.
This guy needles the
With
shit
9-7
out of
offsuit.
Hellmuth every time they play.
Limps again.
Phil's been limping around all week. Hasn't really worked out for him so far, but he should probably keep trying.
King tray of diamonds from Minieri. Raises to 1100 over to Elke. Folds. Locke, who just got caught bluffing.
I played that hand poorly.
Calls.
In
I
so
get
many
unstuck.
ways.
I get off the tilt juice.
Hard to get off that tilt teat.
6-8 for the cannon. And he's going to defend.
Pretty loose, but decent pot odds. Phil's got to call now.
And he does. 4-way action to the flop. 7 king, 7 rainbow. Hellmuth hits trips.
I meant to say Phil Hellmuth's a genius.
Martinez checks and Hellmuth checks.
Dario's got top pair, and he had the pre-flop betting lead. This could get ugly for him.
I think Mineri hits a king here.
Bets 2,600. Lock is out. Martinez out.
For Hellmuth, this is probably a spot to
Okay,
just
woke
call.
up
It
with
would be easy to
tens.
chase away action on such a dry board, even though we know Dario wouldn't fold top pair. Even a call would look pretty strong here, though.
There is the strong-looking call from Phil. We'll see a turn. King of spades, boat for Dario.
I don't know a lot of Italian poker terms, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, goal!
Oh! Check from Hellmuth.
Really, really bad card for Phil. Especially since this
So we
looks
can get
like
him to
such a
move
great
all
card
in?
for Dario
Nope.
to keep barreling on.
We're gonna fire. almost pot. 3-4
Minieri
spot.
bets 5,300.
Almost impossible for Phil to get away since Dario has such an aggressive rep.
He's probably in it now. He's committed
Phil
to
will
his
not
stack.
get
He's
away.
only got
Makes the call.
2,100 in
Well,
front
he's
of him.
not drawing dead. I mean, he could hit quads.
He lets it
River,
go.
9 of spades.
Wow.
No quads for Phil, and Minieri's got it
He
locked
just
up.
milked this
Totally
guy.
inconsequential card.
Phil checks.
How big will Dario's value bet be?
$17,200 worth.
Nearly a pot-sized value bet. A lot of players would feel forced or frustrated into calling here, but great players, they fold here sometimes.
Oh,
That's only sometimes. Let's see if Phil can get away.
Calls.
King, I only play the nuts like you, buddy.
Dario wins a $55,000 pot.
If I have it.
Oh boy, that's gonna be the one.
it's just unreal what happens to me at this place. I mean, I'm just so sick of it, you know? I mean,
I mean, I had the best on the chart, I had the best hand on the river.
the guys have 2 outs every pot we
Yeah, that's
play.
the best hand pre-flop.
And I had the best hand pre-flop, unless you're
Yeah,
an ace-7.
nice hand, buddy.
Thanks, Chief.
I mean, what the is going on in this place? They do me
What the
kings
is going on
versus
the river? How
queens,
do you
I
call it?
flop
Always think a
trips.
bluff, I only wait for the nuts.
Oh, please, Dario. You know, I mean, you just cooled me off. You hit a 2-outer, and, you know, and now you're a genius,
I mean, I
guess.
just betted my hand. I don't feel a genius.
That was pretty dirty, but not Dario's fault.
This has nothing to do with you.
But I
I mean,
don't-
I know, you know,
Aces.
I want to just trap you. I mean, I think you have 2 outs, or you're drawing dead. So I
Yeah,
just
but
call.
I'm not make this in bet if
let's
the
min
other king
raise.
doesn't count. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No,
you don't lose
let's-
any more, right?
let's go 3
right.
big
You
ones.
don't lose any more in the hand, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Chance for Dario to go back-to-back. He'll start the action here.
What are they doing to me? I mean, this is
Talk
unreal.
is that you think I'm stupid. That's the only thing that make me crazy.
Phil, any words of advice?
Mother. It's just gonna keep hitting 2 outs.
Got one caller.
That'd be the
Sitting at
one.
7,000. Let's
Do they find these
half
cards?
Hellmuth, a king, and another king.
Phil had queens cold decked by Bill Perkins' kings earlier in the week. I see virtually no way
Some
Phil
people
could
would
lose with
try
these
to
kings.
trap
And he
there,
min
but
raises
there's too
Over to
many
Minieri.
ways
Makes
for
the
him
call
to
with the
catch up
ace-5
when I just
suited.
have aces.
Elkie out.
It's usually where you raise it up on me, Dario.
Yeah, he wanted Dario to throw that. No such luck.
Queen 4 for lock. Folds.
Cost me $4.
Rocky,
to play.
thank you for the follow, brother.
Perkins
Make sure
calls
you
with the
check us out
10-7.
on
get to play
Facebook,
against-
Poker and Wax Room.
My new target.
We're doing nightly
How many
games.
targets you have?
1, 2.
OMG, I think
An
Phil's
app
jealous.
called
To the
Poker
flop,
RR.
ace, queen, and Dario has
2
run down Phil again.
in a private group.
Bye-bye, kings.
I check.
Perkins checks.
Buy-ins, cash out,
As
same
does
night.
Hellmuth.
End
Checks
of every
around.
game.
Dario trapping the trapper.
Turn. 5 of diamonds.
New
full boat
player
for Dario.
bonuses. Make
Now,
sure
even
to
if
ask
Phil
about
hits his
those if
king,
you're
he
interested.
still loses.
Check.
Perkins checks.
I better bet. I gotta.
You better bet something.
1,200.
Hellmuth bets 1,200.
Hellmuth runs worse than a 78 pacer. Dario could raise here, but he has virtually nothing to protect against, and he doesn't want to chase his action away.
Minieri calls,
I better fold.
and Perkins is done with it.
Phil's soon to be done with this whole game.
Jack of diamonds on the end.
How much will he fire into the abyss?
28.
Phil now guaranteed to lose at least another $2,800.
Dario knows he's raising, and he knows
from
how
the
much.
button,
He's
we'll
just
play
mentally
this hand.
preparing himself for the verbal abuse he's about to incur.
It's only 3 big blinds. And we have position. 5-handed, though.
Dario makes it 6,600.
It's just a really kind of unreal night, huh? Wow, how can
500.
this happen every time I'm in the
Third of the
game
pot.
here?
Now, Phil doesn't do himself many favors, but he runs worse than a hot chick in a horror movie. And the carnage is unfortunately just as
So we call
entertaining.
500 to win 2,000.
I guess you got me.
3 to 1 on
I
money.
got you, never bluff.
Dario takes it down.
Ace 5. That's good.
No.
Phil shows the kings.
Good the king didn't come on the river.
Look at that
I'm
silver
gonna
lining,
let
huh?
this go because we need to see both
Unbelievable.
cards. We
Skid
need to
was
see
trying
2 cards here.
2-outer on me.
And that's a
3-outer,
dead. So we would have
4-outer,
basically
and
thrown
pocket kings?
$500 away.
Yeah, pocket kings. I only lost 10,000, so it's pretty good.
That's astounding.
If it was a cash
Astounding.
game and not tournament,
you only
we're
lost
priced
Think
in
I
there,
ever
right?
win? You think I ever win in this game with
'Cause
kings
we're
and queens? They always hit their frickin'
Getting
weird card.
You know
5
that
to 1 on
weird
our money
card,
with the
the
call.
ace?
6 to 1 if we know that
Perkins is
the
straddled
guy
for
behind us is
800.
calling.
Hellmuth with king 10. Calls.
Phil doing what he can to make his own
Tournament
prediction
play,
come
we
true.
can save some chips.
Dario Minieri, jack 9. Makes the call. Elkie with Jack Trey of hearts. Looks like he wants to play. And he'll call out
Bluff
a
is
small
probably
blind.
not going to work
Hellmuth's
there with
practically
3
priced in
people
the whole
in
table.
the hand. Chances are one of them
Queen
has
8 for
something
lock.
they're going to call you with.
And he'll call.
Let me look.
10 deuce for Perkins.
Go, please.
See, this is so sick. I limp with this hand for a specific reason.
I'm sure you're going to tell us,
It's a good trapper hand.
says the man with only one leg.
Jack 4-9 rainbow, 2 pair for Dario.
Elkie's flopped top pair, but it's not the best top pair. Dario has top pair with a kicker that's also a pair.
Elkie bets 2,200. Lock folds. Over to Perkins.
I'm scared of you. Scared of that guy.
Folds.
The guy in the middle. He looks too serious.
Dario looks too serious. He looks like a lost puppy.
And Hellmuth calls 2,200 with a gut shot and 1 over.
Got shot to the nuts.
Action back on Dario.
The serious guy.
11,000.
I knew it. Saw that face.
That's a serious raise to 11,000 from Minieri.
Great spot for a raise. He can get called by draws and maybe even someone like Elkie with top pair.
But Elkie folds.
Phil doesn't have a ton of money left behind. He does have 1 over, but this would be a pretty loose call.
It's for a quarter of his stack.
We know Phil's stuck and steaming, which doesn't always lead to the best decisions.
All right, I call.
And Hellmuth will make the call with the gut shot.
Hellmuth's really gambling now.
To the turn. Queen of clubs, and this would be a bad time for a snack break. Phil hits his gut shot.
Yahtzee.
Checks.
I like the check by Phil. Dario's pretty likely to keep firing. That queen wasn't a good card for Dario, but he's still pretty likely to think he has the best hand.
He does. Bets 14,700.
Now this would be a pretty good spot for Phil to raise since Dario's probably got something. And like Michelangelo's David, Phil's got the stone nuts. Phil's been waiting all week to get a piece of Dario. And Phil does not have very much left behind.
I raise.
He's going to raise.
We're likely to see it all get in here.
29-9.
And Phil is all in.
I call. How many times do you want to run?
Dario makes the call.
Well, you might be drawing dead, so I'm hoping you're drawing dead. I hope you have 10
I might be drawing that. You have 10 king?
Yeah.
Nice call on the turn. On the flop, sorry. I'm not drawing that anyway.
Well, let's see what you have.
Would call on the flop. As you say to everyone. That's the only reason why I said.
Was a pretty ridiculous call on the flop.
Tilt juice. He getting a little bit of his tilt juice here.
Yeah.
Dario's taking it pretty well. Look at that smile.
This hand we might be in trouble. We
Phil
flopped
might
the
finally have a
set,
hand that
and
holds
the
up.
club
Dario
came
looking for a
with 6
jack or a
people in
nine.
it.
They're only
We
gonna
need the
run it
board
once.
to pair here in order to call
River,
a
5 of spades, and Phil will
river
double
bet.
up.
5 of spades, it's over.
I wish I could call
We were
river
trying to
cards like
fire,
that.
but I don't know that we
26.
fired enough to get the clubs out of the picture.
29-9. 29-9.
Phil, you're up after that hand.
For the first time all week, and he's speechless. I think he might be
I'm gonna
tearing
call
up a bit.
here. I mean,
That hand
Shit.
is so tilted.
And Phil Hellmuth is tilty
we're
as
not gonna win
charged.
this hand. He's got clubs.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
got to
the
have
game
clubs.
was getting a little
right?
bit crazy. I'd raised a couple of pots right
Yep.
before that hand came.
We
There
knew
was
it.
a live
We
straddle
should
from
have
Perkins.
got away from that
Those
hand.
kind of folds.
Should have got away from that hand, or
I felt like
not
there's a
tried to
decent chance
trap
of the
with
best
bottom
hand,
set.
And I'm risking 800. but I'm
That
trying
was
to
my
trap.
fate.
So
We
I decided
played
to
that
go
hand
with the queen
terribly.
10.
I was on the bottom with Jack 9, and
Keep-
I didn't want to get that crazy. So I decided to call. Alki called, Phil called.
Or I'll put it on something
Got a
else.
decent flop. Jack 9-4.
The action
I'll
was
use
an
it as a
active,
display
which
piece
lead
in
out
my
for
office.
2200.
I'll use it as a
Everyone
display piece
folds
in the
to
office.
Phil Hellmuth.
And I called, and Dario made it 11,000. He made a great raise because it made me think he was drawing.
And make it look like a squeeze, which was what I wanted because I talked to a pair. The only hands I was losing against were set.
I started to think he had queen 10 or he had 10-8.
The action is back to Aki, which just folds. And now it's to Phil Hellmuth.
And normally I would fold that hand 9 times out of 10, but I thought maybe he had a draw and that he was going to check on the turn. So I called,
And I might put him on 10-8 or 10-queen because he called me.
and then boom, a queen pops off, which was gin for me. So I checked.
There was a little chance he has ace-jack or king-jack, but I didn't think so because he didn't raise on Aki. So I thought the best way was trying to make a bet and figure out something. I betted 14,000.
It was kind of an easy no-brainer to move all in there. I raised 29.9.
The pot was very big, and what was putting him on was ace jack or king jack, small chance. If he has queen 10, I'm pretty big favorite. I decided to call.
I call. How many times do you want to run?
Well, you might be drawing dead, so.
You have 10 king?
Yeah.
And I was wrong because he had king 10.
And now the river was a 5.
5 spades, it's over.
In that hand, I was lucky, obviously. It's Dario, so he could have. I thought he had 10-8.
And that was my money.
That was a nice, really nice hand to win.
At one point, Super Dario was huge, running around, collecting coins, spitting fireballs. Now King Koopa over there has shrunk him down to his normal size. Phil got super lucky hitting that gut shot. He's not allowed to complain about running bad for the rest of the show.
Phil, you got the sickness a little bit late in the game for a gut shot. You got the sickness a little.
That feels good to the gutter ball and then get
Yeah,
full stack value, huh? That feels good, Hellmuth, right? Pay for the gutter ball, get there. Get the whole stack in on the next card.
Outs. He was 10 to 1.
Get the whole stack in on the next card, Hellmuth. You just did it, kid.
Action over to Phil. Queen. Oh boy, queen.
Get the bleeper ready.
Boys, he might be bluffing here, boys.
With Squarespace, editing and adding
Got
pieces
8.
on my e-commerce site is quick and
See if we can
easy.
make any money on it.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Mr. Cocky.
I'm just speaking the truth, man.
No, you're speaking your opinion, man.
What is going on here? I had you on 9-10 offsuit. I knew you were getting desperate.
Now you know I'm just a straight degenerate fish, supreme donkey, number 1.
Hellmuth raises to 2,000 with a pocket pair. Fishman folds.
Gamble? Gamble, gamble.
We could represent an
President
ace here.
spares a turkey every year, but I'm
We
not
smooth
sure what
call
the
it. We
policy is
can
on donkeys.
very likely be on
3 to the
ace,
flop. Trey Jack
10,
5.
ace 7.
Block
I
checks.
was actually thinking I was. I'm like, yeah, you will. I'll be back next semester.
Hellmuth
We've
bets
got
5,000.
position too.
Make it 15,000?
Perkins raises with a flush draw.
Hellmuth's got the best hand. This is a tough board to value raise on, so Phil may read it for the semi-bluff that it is.
Quick and easy. Quick and easy's been
Ace
called.
Quick and easy's been called.
Quick and easy.
We got position. We're going to position bet here.
Lock folds.
Nice little stack
Now, whether
takedown.
Phil's making the right read here or not, these guys do not like folding on the flop, especially when they've already put a 5K chip in there. And we've got Police Academy's Michael
I don't
Winslow
know
in the
that
2
we're
seat.
making more money on
Hellmuth
that
calls.
pot.
I checked.
Second ace comes, he
Why?
probably folds
Why
to
not?
Why would you do that?
a smaller bet, or he's forced to call,
not right.
and then we get
Phil's
run
checked
out
in the dark.
because he
Not
might
right.
have
Spades
eights
on the turn.
beat.
20,000.
So we'll win what we
Perkins
can
bets
by
20 grand.
representing aces right then and there.
Perkins and his choo-choo have picked up more outs, which is always a good time to keep firing. And by betting, you do build your own implied odds if you hit your hand.
Folding to queen 5.
Phil calls.
Oh, no. I think I might be in trouble.
The river. Deuce of diamonds, giving Perkins bottom pair. Hellmuth checks.
Phil's check, so this would be a decent card to fire again on the 4-card straight board. But there's also a chance Perkins may think his deuce is good enough of the time to just check behind.
So, Phil, I got a question for you. Do you think that technology is the cause of humankind's problems, or do you feel that technology will be the salvation and the cure to people's problems?
Some folks will sometimes ask a question like this to gauge someone's comfort level.
No answer on that question whatsoever? No thoughts?
And some folks just want to put
We'll
Phil
go
on
ahead
monkey
and
tilt.
3-bet.
Guess he's a robot.
3 times.
I'm not getting involved in this one.
Just looking at you just to look away from him. I check. What you got?
You got a jack, you got me.
No.
Hellmuth shows the 10s.
Nice hand.
Nice hand.
Wow.
That'd be sweet if you turned over a 4. After saying that, you
Oh, that would have been salty. Phil Hellmuth holding on with the underpair.
Phil wins a pot of
Fire
almost
the same
77 grand.
Guy in the bottom corner has 5,000
I
in
should
front
have
of
said
him.
something. He would have bluffed again.
And action begins on Phil.
We'll
King,
take
queen.
these little pots. Little pots add up. Just
Raise to 2,000.
float by till you get late in the game.
Fishman.
Double up a couple times
King
and
8.
you're good.
Folds.
Limp with king queen suited.
4 Trey for Perkins, who calls.
I guess
Way
that's
out
what
of
he calls
position.
shifting gears.
Queen 5, David Williams, out. Lock folds. Ace queen for Kata. Calls.
Kata's got Hellmuth dominated. Perkins, Fugats.
6 Trey 6. Perkins from worst to first for the time being. Kata checks.
Hellmuth looking like he wants to maintain that pre-flop lead.
Bet 7,000. Perkins calls. Kata frustratingly folds.
So far, Perkins is once
We
again
got a gut
outdrawn
shot.
Phil Hellmuth.
Gutter ball.
7 of diamonds on the turn.
How much you have? Oh, I see.
He's got to be on a pocket pair.
I check.
Hellmuth
Pay
checks.
this off.
Check, go.
4 diamonds on the river.
Perkins improves to a better 2-pair, but it's essentially the same hand he had before.
1,000 to win 2,000 doesn't make
Check.
sense. So we're
Hellmuth
gonna let this
checks.
one go.
It's actually not a very good card since it doesn't really add any value to his hand, and it puts a 4-card straight out there.
Scared of you, Phil.
If the
Doesn't look
pot
like
was
there's a ton
bigger,
of
we
value
could
in a
chase the
bet
gutter
here.
ball there.
Well, there's a bet of 2,000.
That's the standard 1/10 river value bet.
Still scared of him.
Called 7,000 on the flop, huh?
Certainly confusing. Phil really can't beat much of anything, but it's such a small bet.
Hellmuth calls.
Spite call.
2-pair.
Good. Perkins wins a pot of nearly 25K.
Guy sticks Phil with the thinnest needle value bet of all time, and all we get is a wry smile out of Phil. I feel cheated.
I just got an
Now
announcement about
Perkins is stuck
tonight's
only
game.
27.5 grand.
So
I had you
tonight's
at
game,
9-10
1-2,
offset. I
starts
knew
at
you were
7
getting
p.m.
desperate.
Eastern time.
I'm getting desperate.
Yeah.
50
3-4
minimum
know the depths of your
buy-in,
depravity.
300
hand that
max.
he raised
I
me on
didn't
my
know
move.
the depths of your
Extra
depravity.
$10 to the first
Now
5
you know I'm
seated.
just a straight degenerate.
Free
fish.
tournament
Supreme donkey,
for
number one.
anyone that
Supreme
plays
Donkey
160
#1
hands
sounds like
tonight.
a combo meal at Taco Bell.
Then
Ace-Jack,
referral bonus
Phil.
tonight. Any new players
Raise it up.
will get
Oh, dear.
$25
$2,000.
extra.
Raises to 2,400.
This could be seen as a steam raise,
When
but
they
Phil's
say-
got a legit
so
hand and the
legit
best one.
Opportunity, buy in tonight, play your first game with us. You get an extra $25
I'll give you the
right off the
2,000
rip.
you gave me last hand back.
Ask me for details.
Perkins calls.
Burn.
So does Williams. 3 to the flop. Trey 9 deuce, 2 spades, top pair for Perkins.
Perkins has again outflopped Phil. I have a feeling that any C bet is going to be C-alled.
Action on Hellmuth.
55.
Fires 5,500.
Min raise.
Perkins
Min raise.
raises to 11 grand, and Williams folds.
Perkins has given Phil a really good price to call if he thinks his overcards are live.
Hellmuth does make the call.
Might have been a little more spite in that call as well.
6 of clubs on the turn. Hellmuth checks. Perkins fires 9,000.
Time to let it go, Phil.
What is going on here? The businessman's running lucky, huh?
Phil folds.
Donkeys get lucky.
I wouldn't say you're doing too bad. You're up a good amount.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you have beaten this, Phil? Maybe?
No, I had ace-jack. You had me. Nice hand, buddy.
Hellmuth raises with ace 10. Pocket pair for Fishman. Calls. So's Perkins.
So he's representing poker well.
Supreme donkey.
Supreme Donkey, on the other hand.
Mr. Businessman.
The businessman.
Williams folds.
businessman.
I love it. I love it. Let's go.
Locks out 2.
Mr. Value Bet. You can call, you just look at me like a piggy bank.
3 to the flop. Trey Jack 8, 3 diamonds. Perkins flops a flush.
Phil's got the nut flush draw. We know he's not going anywhere.
Hellmuth checks. Fishman checks. And Perkins slow plays.
The businessman setting a trap.
10 of clubs on the turn.
6,000.
Hellmuth bets 6,000. Fishman folds.
This isn't a very good card for Phil. He may think his 10's the best hand. Now that Phil's let out, it would be a good time for Perkins to try to get some value out of his flush.
Min raise.
There's the raise to 12,000.
Every time he said min raise so far, he's had the best hand.
Hellmuth calls.
Perkins has been holding over Phil Hellmuth so far.
4 of spades on the river. Hellmuth checks.
The river bricked for Hellmuth, but Perkins may still be able to get some more value with Hellmuth holding second pair.
Perkins fires 6,000.
Another very tiny value bet.
Hellmuth calls, and Perkins shows him the business.
This she's running so good.
Businessman is turning over queen high flushes.
That's supreme donkey to you, sir.
I mean,
We travel together.
Got ace king here.
East.
See if we can make a little money on this one.
Always into the east.
Diablo 2
Ooh, I was
resurrected.
dodging that. I was dodging that ace.
Might have to play some Diablo again.
Bullets were flying.
How did you flop 3 diamonds with the 2 in your hand, and then defend against 2 more
What an
diamonds coming
overbet.
up? How did
well, I mean, how lucky did I get? I'm check raising them all in on the flop. I had the nut flush draw, and it's the businessman, you know.
Oh, and he hits the flush. This motherfucker.
Mr. Businessman?
We had him beat.
Hellmuth.
I knew we had him beat.
With me.
6-4 suited.
And he caught it.
Finish it.
Calls. Fishman.
Caught it.
King 8.
Alright.
What are we, kids in high school? Relax.
Tighten up a little bit.
Perkins calls. Williams. He's in. Lock. Calls.
Maybe when these two are in the middle of a pot and you keep piping up and they're studying each other, maybe that's when you shouldn't be talking.
Cata checks, making it a 5-way flop. 6-king-4, 2 pair for Perkins and Hellmuth.
Perkins is best. This should get awesome.
I just want to tell you, the first time, just so you know, he asked me what was the question. So he spoke to me.
Okay, well then that's fair.
Okay.
Wasn't fair to me though. I didn't want him to say anything.
Action checks to Phil. Fires 2,600.
Was it wrong for me to talk to him during the hand when he wasn't out?
Kinda actually, when 2 people were in a pot, for one guy in the pot to talk to someone else.
Is it? Okay.
Perkins raises to 10,000.
Who gets quiet all of a sudden when he flops huge.
Action folds back to Phil.
We know Phil's beat, but typically he should 3-bet here with bottom 2 against Perkins' range.
Nope, just calls.
A master trapper at work.
The turn, the 8 of diamonds. Hellmuth bets 15 grand.
Perkins still way out in front. Now he's the one trapping.
Just calls. Off to the river. The ace of diamonds. Hellmuth bets 15,000. Perkins.
Oh, I'm f***ing dead. Excuse me, French.
Calls.
I just flopped 2 pair.
I have 2 pair. King 6.
Perkins probably could have gotten in a raise there.
The businessman.
I flopped 2 pair also.
Somebody give me some 70s
What kind of
music.
card does the businessman drive back in the 70s?
I don't know. Jeez. Sometimes donkeys get lucky.
Now action on Bill after Fishman folds. Ace King.
Big sigh for Big Slick.
The guy plays every hand and he's winning. It's unbelievable.
He's the businessman.
I mean, he just keeps hitting flops. It's crazy. I think you're gonna lose 100. I think you're gonna lose 100, but I think you're gonna spread it around to these guys. I hope I can get some of it.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Mr. Cocky.
I'm just speaking the truth, man.
No, you're speaking your opinion, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not the truth. That's just your
So
lowly
my opinion, my opinion is,
I don't think so
is
highly
the
of
truth
it.
to me.
Just because you're married to a woman for 20 years doesn't mean that I'm going to tolerate you.
Perkins raises.
In more than one way.
So relax, buddy. You may be able to push other people around, but not me.
The big talker wins with Big Slick.
Let's keep it friendly, boys. I don't want to have to break up a fight, and I don't want anyone's eyes to get punctured. We had that last week.
You're going to treat me with respect.
Just wait till you see this on TV, that's all. You'll be surprised.
I'm going to start giving out hugs soon.
Hellmuth. Ace of Queen.
I'm going to start giving out hugs soon.
Raises to 3,200.
That's more than a third of his stack.
Correct, David. Correct.
Is anybody else in the hand?
Just you and me, baby.
What would you like me to do?
I'd like you to move all in.
How much do you have left?
I'd like you to call.
Phil only has 4,900 left.
You asked for it, you get it, Phil. You deserve it.
Oh, that Perkins guy's nice.
It doesn't matter. Perkins always outflops him anyway.
I'd like you to move all in.
The flop, 796, top pair again for Perkins against Hellmuth.
As I was saying.
Hellmuth checks.
I'm going to bet. How much would you like me to bet?
If you're gonna bet, you might as well bet 4,900. That's what I have left.
4,900.
So there's the bet, 4,900 by Perkins.
All right.
Phil calls.
Good game.
Phil sees that he does have some outs.
If he hits an ace or a queen, he doesn't want it to be a club, that's for sure.
You want to make some insurance?
No, I'm not. This pot's like $4. If you felt him, it's good because he reloads fat or Jason comes with a fat stack. That's what we want, is a real amount of money, not a dribbly-dibbly thing, you know?
All right. Roll it.
The turn. Deuce of clubs.
Uh-oh.
Wow. 4 outs I have.
Time to have the driver warm up the rolls.
He's going to pull a school teacher on me.
The river's a 6.
I survived.
Good game, man. Nice to see you,
I
Joe.
want you the best.
Phil, nice to see you, man.
That's it for Phil.
David, nice to see you, bro.
It's good playing with you.
I'm going to give you the hug.
Good game, man.
Give you a hug. I'm
No,
sorry.
Please, please, please. Come on, man.
Awkward.
Good game. Here, I'll shake your hand, gladly.
All right, shake my hand.
Good game, man.
I don't have cooties. Good game. Nice playing.
Good game, bro. Nice pot, bro.
Thank you so much.
It was a very, very well
what?
played. You played really good, too.
I don't think so.
Good luck.
Well, if you're going to hit the road, it might as well be the high road. WPPH.
Right.
One short, so I gotta see if I can find another short skinny somewhere that I'm missing.
Hey! Hey! What do you want for dinner?
The following
What?
is a presentation from pokerstars.com.
I haven't ordered it, but I'll order it now. What do you want?
I never could have dreamed. The game has taken me around the world. I've seen it all.
I'll just do McDonald's. What do you want?
From the Windy City to Sin City. This game
Fish
can make you a
sandwich?
legend. This game can make
Well,
you a
McDonald's
champion.
fish sandwiches are good.
It may have started small.
May have started small.
Yeah, they are.
But now it's the big game. This is the next generation. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Gonna make a move here.
Big game.
Think we're gonna make a move here.
Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, where we play the big game. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose, and tonight we have nearly
Decent-sized pot.
$750,000 on the table as some of the world's best battle each other for bragging rights and big-time bucks in our state-of-the-art poker room.
11-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner and perennial ticking time bomb Phil Hellmuth Jr. starts off with $100K.
That helps.
To Phil's right is
That
his
helps.
good friend,
That helps
the
us a little
always
bit.
jovial Daniel Negreanu.
Climb
He
back
starts
in
off
here.
with $200,000.
Climb back
Major
in
player
her.
on the East Coast cash game scene, Eugene Katchaloff also kicks things off with $100,000.
Also starting off with that dollar figure is the rapping sensation, Malibu's finest, Prahlad Friedman.
Next to Prahlad sits 23-year-old internet prodigy Donnie Stern. He's bought in for 100 large.
What a some Dina.
And the loose cannon is 76-year-old Andre Capella from Greenville, Tennessee. He is a former champion race car driver, and he's been staked $100,000 to play tonight. Right now, he is with Amanda Leatherman.
Andre, I know you've done a lot of exciting things in your life. You're a thrill seeker. Where does this rank?
This will probably be the last big deal in my life.
I know you're 76 years old, but are you intimidated at all of these guys?
Not really. My goal in life now is to make it to 77.
Well, you know what? I hope you get their chips today, okay? Get out there and get him.
Thank you.
Once again, here are the loose cannon rules. Each cannon's been staked 100 grand and keeps all profits above the initial 100K. At season's end, the loose cannon who's won the most money earns a North American Poker Tour passport worth $50,000.
So I hear you're a race car driver.
Used to be.
Used to be? Okay, well, slow down, all right? Because we
I
play
slowed down
nice
a lot.
here. Take it easy. You kick it into high gear maybe on Friday.
Oh.
Okay? Because I know that's when you're going to be down like 15,000. You start to, boom, loose cannon. Fire in the hole. Right?
A lot of cannons blow up.
Let's see how big this cannon's going to fire early.
Well, it's on you.
Just limps.
That's what I'm talking about.
Andre starting things off pretty passively, opts not to raise his big suited ace.
Action folds over to Kachalov. Calls. Pocket aces for Daniel.
First hand pocket aces.
Kick it up a lick.
To 2,000.
All right.
Hellmuth calls.
2,000 total?
Yeah, two yellow ones. Two pretty little yellow ones right there.
Andre's in. So's Eugene.
We're only one hand in, and already Daniel's talking the loose cannon into making bad calls.
10-5-8. Negreanu's ace is still best.
Daniel's way out in front with his aces. No one else has caught any piece of this flop.
Daniel fires 6 grand.
Phil's got the best shot at running down Daniel's aces. 7 would make him a gut shot.
Hey, House. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you.
So's Andre, and Eugene's out.
Hey, I had a really good hand, I promise.
Don't forget to ask about our private club cash games. We've got one going on tonight. We have a new player bonus. Anybody that joins tonight
There was only one left.
gets an extra $25 for the game. It is a 1-2 game. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Rockets, and we take a look at the rules of the big game. Each table lasts exactly 150 hands.
We play on an app called
pokerrr.
pokerrr2 in a private group, and then find us on Facebook at the Poker in Wax Room, brought to you by Dead Center app. Shoot me a message if you are interested in joining, and I will get you signed up. Buy-ins and cash outs through Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal.
Raises to 1,200. 7-5 for Prahlad Friedman. Folds. Eugene Kachalov, born in the Ukraine. Raised over in New York. Looking at Big Slick. Calls.
It's got Donnie dominated.
Eugene Kachalov. Your watch is bigger than mine, I think, and this is the biggest watch I own. No, never mind. I got you.
No,
I got you on size.
You still have me.
But yours is probably worth like $140,000.
No.
Time to watch the cannon call.
Eugene's got everyone dominated, but his watch is dominated by Daniel's.
5-5-4 on the flop. Capella checks.
Donnie was the original pre-flop raiser, so it looks like he's working on a continuation bet.
We're on a break right now.
Which is 2,300.
This guy in high school told me that true players never have a watch.
Watch or no watch, Eugene Kachalov looks like he's about to throw his chips in the air like he's a true player.
That was his advice. I was a freshman. He was a junior. He gave me a ride home, and he was like, yo, man, to be a player, don't ever have a watch. You can always ask a girl what time it is.
That's good.
And so was coined the expression, she wouldn't give me the time of day.
10 of spades on the turn. You're rolling early, Stapleton.
10 doesn't change much of anything here. Eugene still got the best hand with ace high.
But that doesn't stop Stern from leading out, 6,200.
Donnie's continuing to continue. Second barrel is going to make it tough for Eugene to stick around with ace high, even though it's the best hand. But the 10 doesn't really connect with too many hands in Donnie's under-the-gun raising range. Eugene may have picked up on this.
Kachalov does call.
This call may stop Donnie right in his tracks.
The river, the king of hearts.
That's the last king in the deck, and it's a very bad card for Donnie, specifically because he probably thinks it's a good card. He's just rivered top pair. In most situations, this would be the most ob value bet ever.
Stern fires a third time, this time 16-6, and that gets a look from Kachalov.
Donnie thinks he just made a value bet. I don't see Eugene folding, and even though it's likely to be the best hand, there isn't much of a point to raising, though.
Kachelov calls and shows the bigger king.
Kachelov had the best hand the whole way, but the last king in the deck helped him to make a couple more bucks.
He picks up a pot worth nearly $55,000. Maybe Eugene can reinvest it in his hedge fund business.
Case king, wow. So what did you race? What are you, a NASCAR guy?
Road racing.
What do you mean road
Started
racing?
with motorcycles, sports cars, road racing.
Yeah.
Times Grand Prix, Can-Am races, stuff
How long
like
ago was that?
Haas, haas, haas.
Was it
Appreciate you,
before or,
brother.
like, since
If
he
you're
won his last
interested,
bracelet?
let me know.
Late 50s
We've
and
got a
60s.
private poker
Late
group.
50s
We
and
do
late
nightly
60s?
cash
quit in
games.
68.
We also do games for
I was amateur champion.
sports cards.
32
So
years
we
old
have
and
the sit
broke.
and goes to
Had 100
you can
trophies and
win
nobody buy 'em.
slabs, you can win sealed
Andre
product,
quoted a striking resemblance to
prism
Burt Reynolds.
blasters, basketball and football.
Yeah, he parked his Trans Am outside.
Even got some select basketball coming up, I believe.
Kachelov raises to 1,500. Pocket kings for Daniel, so he's already had aces and now kings.
Oh, poor Daniel had to wait one whole hand in between monsters.
Re-raises to 4,500. Phil folds. Ace-8 suited, but Capella folds.
Pretty easy fold after a raise and a re-raise.
Donnie Stearns out.
This is a Phil Hellmuth top 10 hand, gentlemen. This is number 2 on his list. What do you think that is? Number 2 on your list?
Kings.
That's right. That's how I play this game. Huh?
Aces and kings.
That's how I play this game. I read the book. I know what to play and what not to play.
Phil is in the zone today. He's
He
not
is.
even
He's-
speaking.
He's in the knit zone.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't had aces and kings like me, though. I've played 2 pots, aces and kings.
That's right.
But I'm not a knit.
You've already had aces and kings.
Yeah, and I hadn't had him like so long.
So Daniel's off to a fast start while our loose cannon has yet to hit the gas. The big game is just heating up. More from Las Vegas coming your way after this.
Introducing 48 square centimeters of 2% cashback earning potential. This is the card built for real life. The new Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa credit card. That's real life ready.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, where 76-year-old online qualifier Andre Capella is in the game of his life. He's down just over 4,000 in the early going. A lifelong adrenaline junkie, Andre says he's adding this experience to his long list of exciting adventures.
I'm Andre Capella from Greenville, Tennessee. I learned to drive in Colorado on mountain
This
roads.
might be our move here.
And I always liked that sliding around the corners routine. I did pretty good at it, and after that I wanted to go a little faster, so I started getting into road racing. And I actually built a car with a Chrysler motor. It went pretty fast. I actually won my first race, so that got me started. And after that, I built about 5 more cars and ended up with probably the fastest home built special in the United States, and was amateur champion in 1967. When I sold my house in Lake Tahoe and I moved down to Shingle Springs, I bought property, 16 acres, that had 2 seasonal streams on it. So I started going down to those creeks and digging around in there, and all of a sudden I started finding out that there was little pieces of gold here and there. So when you find a little bit of gold, it's like, wow, there's gold. Maybe there's more gold. So I actually took a geology course to find out more about it, where it came from and why it was there. And then really got into it and started building machines and used my backhoe. And then I built 5 dredges. I did it all the way to the time I was 70 years old. And I was running an 8-inch dredge. But when I hit 70, I decided that was enough. That 8-inch dredge got to be a little too heavy. There's the old saying out there that if you want to become a poker player and you want to go be a gold miner, get rich first. And of course, the other one is they always say there's millionaires playing this game, and they used to be billionaires. So you got to be real careful.
Sounds like Las Vegas is the perfect place for Andre to retire. No shortage of poker players or gold diggers, for that matter.
Well, the loose cannon who's got the most coins so far is Nadia Magnus. She turned a profit of more than 63 grand. Andre's goal is to best that mark and put himself in prime position to grab that NAPT passport.
Where did you race? Southern California, mostly. Riverside. Chevy gave me a couple motors. The last car I had was probably the fastest home built, especially in the United States. Yeah. Wow. I went 198 at Riverside once with it. Wow. It was a fast car, and you know, I mean, you had to have a fast car if you want to win races.
Do you know who these guys are? These
No.
3? Okay, they're like all from the internet, really good. You should
from
be
the
very
internet?
scared.
We're like
yeah, they were
creatures?
born on the internet, right? And they were born on the internet.
Come to this world.
And they're all really good at this game. So you should be kind of a little bit scared of them, because I am. Just saying. He's not, though. He's not as scared of anybody.
I'm not as scared.
He's not as scared, but I'm as scared of all of them.
I'm not as scared.
I was born in the live, though. He's actually an old school internet guy. He was one of the first internet phenoms. Spirit Rock, what's up?
I never played the internet till I went to Tennessee.
Phil with a min raise, Donnie with a call.
He hit a little bit of an obstacle.
8, queen, 5. Donnie checks. Phil checks. 3 of hearts on the turn.
Pralad's a bit of a phenom even today.
I don't get those channels.
Donnie
Here we
checks.
go. We're gonna make a move. Okay.
Phil bets.
We'll take it with jacks.
Donnie folds.
Wow. God, so sick you can't call, huh? I got a pair. I got a flush draw.
Climb our way back up. Climb our way back into the.
46-year-old Phil Hellmuth wins that pot against his much younger nemesis.
Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. And Joe, this table is represented by the old guard in Daniel and Phil, and a strong trio of young guns in Eugene, Donnie, and Prahlad. How do you think age and experience may influence this table?
Well, our loose cannon has the most life experience, so I'm not sure Andre's thrill-seeking younger days translate to his poker game.
And what about the pros?
The internet kids have not so quietly taken over the neighborhood. Meanwhile, Phil Hellmuth has been the guy standing on his front porch screaming not to play in front of his house, even though Daniel's been wise enough to eventually embrace the new generation.
We're top pair, top kicker here. This is going to be a battle. He's going to fire.
23. You guys are ancient, all of you.
Oh, I'm fucking shocked he didn't bet there.
Your joints are sore. Is that annoying, these guys talking about how old they are?
They're not old.
No.
You guys, I have a big advantage over you.
What's that?
I made it though.
Really?
You made it.
That's interesting. The 3 callers on that pre-flop raise.
We're working on it. You figure it out and let us know.
I think
But
12.
nobody wanted to tangle there.
12 is luckier.
If this was suited, I'd probably win.
So Phil raises.
But offsuit, I'm going to toss this
Andre
away. I'm not
calls.
going to try to limp with it.
Andre's in position, but that's a pretty loose call.
Go get him, Cannon. To be honest with you, nobody here is rooting for him over you.
Specifically with 3 dack
nobody at
behind
home
me.
watching-
I mean, if I make a call, I
nobody
can't
in the
call a
world is
raise, so I might as well
go
just let it
Phil
go.
in this spot. You
We have
cheerleaders at
position.
home.
That's a different
I have some
story.
hardcore fans somewhere that are rooting.
No one's rooting for you here against him. It's not personal.
We are way out of position for a hand like Jack 10.
He knows me.
Phil's whiffed completely. Didn't even hit the right color, but he's continuing anyway.
Betting 1,500.
1,500.
Andre's got second pair, and it's way good right now. A look like that from Phil could be pretty scary for an amateur.
He's not going to win today.
Capella's not scared. He calls. Jack of spades on the turn.
Check.
Check by Hellmuth.
Phil's checking because if he wasn't behind already, this jack of spades put him behind to a whole lot of hands.
Yeah! Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I was betting any non-taint is what I was betting here. I thought he might have queen king.
Phil folds.
Made us happy.
That's what did it.
You're lucky. What is that?
Golden nugget?
That's a gold nugget that came out of the Klamath River in Northern California. I quit that when I was 70.
Well, Andre didn't exactly strike gold on that hand, but he did add a little something to his stash. See if our 76-year-old loose cannon can hang with kids of third his age when we come back. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the big game. Once again, stats for every hand of the big game, as well as bonus footage and uncensored clips deemed too hot for TV can all be found on the website.
They are uncensored, but there is still some pixelation over the nudity.
Does that include when we're on camera as well?
Our entire bodies should be pixelated, faces included.
Agreed. Little duckies for Donnie Stern.
Make it 12.
Raised to 1,200.
Predictive.
Kind of like poker, huh? Gold
Friedman
mine,
folds.
You're like, I just want to win another one.
So does Kachelov.
All right.
Daniel's out. Phil's in.
I check.
And checks in the dark.
Somehow Phil's got 2 over to Donnie's pair, though I don't think he knows it.
9, 10, 7, 2 clubs. Hellmuth has already checked his up and down straight draw in the dark. Stern checks.
I'm on the
King of hearts on the turn.
2K bet.
2,000 by Hellmuth. Stern folds. Phil wins.
It was a good flop, I'll tell you that much.
Good enough to win a small pot with a semi-bluff.
He's all smiley today, look, because he hasn't lost yet. You know what happens, Amanda, when he loses a few, right?
Yes.
The smoke kind of like, you can feel it over here, you can just right out of his ears.
Don't you kind of like it when I'm winning too? It's a more pleasant mood. I infect the room a little bit.
Both are fine. Just you being here, Phil. You being here is just brightens up my day one way.
It does brighten up your day. I know that.
Phil and Daniel are two of the best tourney players around, but instead of hearing the clanking of their bracelets, they'd like to hear the ka-ching at a successful cash game.
Phil Hellmuth is clearly one of the greatest tournament players of all time. He's got 11 bracelets at the World Series of Poker. In cash games, he's yet to prove himself.
Hey, Tiff!
And I played no-limit cash games with the best players in the world all throughout the 90s, and I beat them. I beat everybody.
He thinks he's the greatest no-limit hold'em player in the world. I disagree.
And throughout all the televised cash games, I think I'm losing just a little bit. But I really, a lot of times, I just haven't brought my best game. I haven't brought my focus.
I think he's got potential. I think he could be great, but he's got a lot to learn, just like I do.
I really want it still. I want to win a ton of money on these cash games. I want to show the world what I'm capable of.
Well, we already know you're
Give him a
capable
phone
of
charger,
throwing
please.
chairs and making the censors work overtime. What else?
Whoa. If you didn't play poker for a living, what would you be, you think? Movie star? Rapper?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think my rapping skills
What are you qualified to do outside of play poker?
I'm a writer. I'm a writer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Food should be here in a minute.
He'd still do nothing but
What are you doing?
Do me a favor.
What?
Wiggle your toes.
He's a writer.
Now the other
Daniel's out.
Yeah, they look like they fucking work to me.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
I'm trying to pack our shit so we can
So it
go.
must be good to be a poker player so you can wear your hat in the cloud.
Go! Streaming, asshole.
Over there. Are you going bald?
Andre
You
calls.
got thrown out of a
Am I
restaurant,
going
though.
bald?
He's got good hair.
I've got hair, baby.
Ew, what was that?
Rogaine works, huh?
Oh my God! Did he just swing at me?
Player at the table. I gotta give it to you guys.
He's got to represent.
Friedman folds.
Did he just take a swing at me? That one landed a little bit too. That was a good one.
You got good hair. He won't have hair like that by the time he's your age.
2 to the
No
flop.
shot.
King tray 7.
I see what's happening up front. It's okay.
What's happening up front?
It's
Nothing's
not like it
happening
was
up front.
probably 4 years ago. I'm betting.
It's just the same.
Check.
That's what I keep telling people. They don't buy it.
Deuce of diamonds on the turn. Phil fires 2,000.
Andre might like his ace high.
Yeah, let's take one off.
They're good too.
All right.
They're working.
He calls. Jack of spades on the river.
That's it.
Check.
Ace queen.
Show us a pair one time. Dang it.
Ace 9 suited, that's all.
Next time, just fire 10,000 at this guy.
That would have worked, I would tell you. That would have worked.
Don't be afraid to bluff him. Be afraid to bluff them.
Phil's bluffable, but I'd prefer to avoid the post-bluff speech.
Oh, come on. That's always the best part of the day. See if Phil continues to chat it up when we come back. Of course he will.
Hippo.com is home insurance for today's homeowners. With preventative technology and proactive service, we'll help you protect your biggest investment for a lot less. Get a quote at Hippo.com and you could save up to 25% on your policy. Insurance offered through Hippo Insurance Services, a licensed insurance agent. Terms subject to qualification and availability.
Welcome back to the big game where some of the internet's top young...
Prahlad Friedman, one of the original internet players. He's 32 years old. He's a vegan, majored in ethnic studies. His wife, Dee, is also a poker pro, and he's up $100. You know, he's just your typical Malibu white rapper vegan poker player.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of those guys out there. Phil Hellmuth, speaking of white rappers who live in California, folds. The cannon, jack tray suited, out.
Phil Hellmuth, come here.
Get.
He's been summoned.
Pocket sevens for Stern, raises.
When Amanda calls me over, I come.
That's right. Seems like
She's like, Phil, get over here now. I'm like,
exactly.
all right,
Seems like it's a fun table out there today.
I'm having a lot of fun. I mean, it's Prahlad I've been playing with like on and offline for a long time. He's just a he's a great player. Ketchelov was one of these guys who's just, you know, up and coming that everybody's talking about. Daniel's just, he's almost like a classic. I mean, he's like,
Almost.
you got to consider him an old school player.
I think so.
I'm old school now.
He's not the kid anymore.
No.
Daniel checks a gut shot.
Our qualifiers, interesting guy, and then we have, and I haven't played much with with Donnie yet.
Donnie's got the best hand right now with a pair of sevens.
Fires 3,000. Prahlad folds.
Look at this. He has a lot of hair. I don't know what they're talking
I
about.
have hair. People think I'm like hiding because I don't have hair. I still have hair.
I can dodge baldness, baby.
Daniel calls. 5 of spades on the turn.
In the meantime, Daniel just binked his gut shot.
All right, we'll get back out there.
Thanks for the positive energy. This girl has some positive energy. I like her.
Daniel's now got Donnie drawing dead.
Negreanu fires 5,500.
As Phil Hellmuth walks back to the table, Donnie could be in trouble. The 5 is an undercard, and the only hand it really made was a gut shot, so it's hard for him to know it hurt him. He might be a little suspicious. While we were back and forth with Phil, Daniel called the flop. Now he's betting all of a sudden. Daniel's very likely to do this with a hand that is at least a pair of 9s or better. Donnie's a guy that claims to study his opponent, so he might know this is the exact kind of hand that'd be all over Daniel.
Queen 9 or something?
I have a straight.
It's good enough.
Yeah, the nuts straight.
Somehow I think you're lying because you didn't share.
Pick a card, any card.
That one.
Obvious straight.
Shows the 4.
I had straight. You'll have to just wait and see.
I'm telling you, hit a straight.
Now I think it's pocket 4s.
You did the old Johnny Chan play? Yeah, it's fun sometimes. It's the old school Johnny Chan. Check, call, lead. What?
I remember you describing that.
Yeah, it's fun. That time I should have checked it, but oh well.
I flopped a full house the other day in the game, and I raced the guy in the flop. He had a straight draw. He folded.
Oops.
Another sick brag
7,
from
8.
Phil.
Yeah, that was sick.
The cannon, Capella is out. Stern, ace 9, passes. King 9 suited for Friedman.
Suited king well within a raising range from the cutoff.
He does to 1,200. Ketchaloff folds on the button. Daniel's out. Phil's in.
Phil defends from the big blind with an ace, knowing he's pretty far ahead of Prahlad's cutoff range.
King deuce 8. Hellmuth checks. Friedman checks, top pair.
He's giving Phil a little rope to hang himself.
7 of hearts on the turn.
Bad turn card for Phil to try to bluff at this.
He bets 2,600.
He may think he has the best hand. Prahlad's probably pretty sure he has the best hand with top pair. And if he is somehow behind, he's got a flush draw, so a lot of ways to improve. He's pretty unlikely to fold here. He may raise.
Nope, just calls.
Avoids a re-raise that way.
This hand might get us in trouble.
3 of diamonds, and I'm betting.
We gotta do it.
Nope, it's the king.
Just gotta dodge a 7.
Well, that's even better.
Now we gotta dodge a heart.
Likes this card.
Oh.
Obviously hasn't made Prahlad for a king at all, and probably thinks a second king.
That red card had us scared. Now we're in it.
This is an ill-timed value bet. Phil must have put Prahlad on some kind of a draw and thinks he missed. Prahlad's pretty sure he has the best.
Come in.
Figure out what Phil's got before he can decide how big of a raise he'll call.
God bless you. We're gonna play outside, but dinner's here. After, tell mommy come here. Leave my door open.
Friedman doubles the bet to 8.
Yeah, leave it open.
That's a min raise.
Raise me with just queens. You're very good, Prahlad. Very good.
That they reach in and.
All right, queens are good, buddy.
Phil calls.
What do you mean?
You see this?
Yeah.
That was not like that.
Friedman wins a pot of 26 grand.
This guy holds over on Prahlad, but not today. I'm gonna get him. Remember that pot you beat me online? Remember that pot you beat me online where I flopped the nuts and we put it?
Most poker players remember every pot.
It's the 88 I had left last night, plus the extra 10 bonus.
Like all them the kids do.
That's what's gonna happen today, except you're not gonna hit the flush.
Enjoying this, Eugene?
Prahlad's Friedman is like a Kenyan plumber. He wins every race and always makes his flush.
Well, Eugene with some handiwork of his own, he's up nearly 32 grand. The loose cannon stuck 7,500, and Donnie's hurt.
Donnie lost a big pot to Eugene
Thank
after
you.
number 2.
So you're actually not very.
What do you mean yours?
No, I'm not. All I gotta do is beat you for like 40 or 50.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel it coming.
Donnie folds. Ace 7 for Friedman. He's out. Eugene Ketchaloff.
Raise me with queens. Call.
Raises to 15.
I'll tell you that much. So if you can just
Thank you.
always beat top.
Leave my door open and turn the music down while she's eating.
Well, you know?
Daniel's called.
You have to go reverse on that.
2 to the flop. Queen Jack deuce.
I hope you do. You'll be calling? I promise I'll be calling. I hope you do, because I mean, at least I can't get you any other way. I mean, how else am I going to beat you?
I'm flopping so many hands, it's incredible. Like, everything is right in my area.
Nice semi-bluff by Daniel.
Daniel's had aces, he's had kings, he's made the nuts at least twice, and he's flopped solid draws pretty regularly, but his profits are pretty low for winning 30% of all the hands, meaning he's winning most of them before showdown. One of the pitfalls of big pocket pairs, you'd rather win a little pot on an earlier street than lose a big one after the river.
Will Daniel continue to get monster hands? Will Phil continue to whine? The answers are, I don't know, and absolutely, we're coming back.
Cool.
With Squarespace,
Yep.
editing and adding pieces on my e-commerce site is quick and easy. So I can focus more on the creative part of my business.
I might. Give me a sec to wrap this up.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know this is my last one. Come on.
The whole world is burning.
Boom. Now we're really in it.
Sometimes the only way to put out the flames is with more fire.
If anybody's got any referrals to bring in tonight, if they jump into the web, got 25 hot bonus. Let's go!
Pre-order now. Digital pre-orders get instant access to the Night Raid Mastercraft.
PlayStation.
Welcome back to the big game in Las Vegas.
We're gonna wrap this stream up, and I'm gonna finish out this tournament. I'll let you guys know how I do a little bit later. I'll post a video, and we're gonna be playing in our cash game. Cash game is starting. It's a 1-2 cash game, private group through an app called pokerrr2. If you'd like information, hit me up on Facebook, send me a message on Twitch or YouTube, and we will get you in. New player bonuses, sit and goes, nightly cash games.